You gave my life to me, set me free, set me free. The finest years I ever
Good morning,
lived.
Mr. Tim. How are you today?
I'm good, Alex. How are you?
I'm good. Usually we're hanging out Thursday mornings at 8 at Red Frog Coffee Shop.
All
This
right.
is the beginning of 8 weeks of, as Tim knows, I'm talking to the faithful podcast
Wait, what? I
audience.
signed up for 8 weeks of this?
Yeah, the idea we had was we would focus on conversations. And Tim, I know you have a real passion for your Christianity to be relationship driven and not maybe form or doctrine driven. Not that forms or doctrines necessarily are bad, but that they can, if they take the place, right, of a friendship with
Well, I
Jesus.
think that is a passion of mine and Lisa, my wife's, and it's not like it's a passion that's developed out of need, I think, right? Because I grew up in a super religious structure and I felt the lifelessness of that. And I felt the lack of transformative ability in that. And so it's been a journey that, has led to I'm passionate about this largely because I really like things to work. But at the core of that passion for a relational spirituality is an effective spirituality, an
Mhm.
effective faith. And so that's I think
Yeah, that's
me
good.
and that. And it seems like John was into conversations, right? Like it seems like John was into the deep relation. The writer of the Gospel of John was into deep relationality in the spirituality of
Yeah.
Christianity.
It's interesting because he records long conversations. We're going to hit 8 of those. I don't know how many there are total. I think it seems like we had 11 or 12 to choose from. When a
Yeah.
lot of these conversations, he wasn't there when they happened.
Hmm.
So he's buddies with Jesus, and so maybe he's just like maybe Jesus is talking to the guys about check this out, you guys. I just spent a couple hours with one of the Sanhedrin members.
Yeah.
And well, what did you guys talk about? And
Yeah.
somehow John finds out the inside details of the conversation, or the woman at the well. They
Yeah.
weren't there, but probably you wonder what Jesus and the 12 did when they're basically living together 24
Yeah.
for 3 years, and they're probably recounting. They're saying, what, why was she there? Why were you talking to her? you know, and what did you, how is it that suddenly the whole village is coming out to you while we're, like, what did you tell her that she would bring all of them out to us? And it wasn't like, sorry, these are confidential guys. I can't tell you anything. He included them in everything. It's like,
Yeah.
you should know this because this is going to be you. It's pretty soon. Now you picked different pieces of art for each of these conversations. So talk a little bit about your process in pairing art with these conversations.
Yeah, well, first of all, I'm not a museum curator or an art expert in any way, shape, or form. Somebody at church on Sunday was like, are you? No.
Yeah.
And I don't really know that much about art. So thinking about what might capture the essence of some of those stories, or if not capture the essence of them, cultivate the right questions to ask about those stories, or challenge the assumptions.
This
Spoke to me.
uh, is it Tissot? Is that how you pronounce
I
J?
think so. I hope so.
Yeah.
Somebody that is an art expert might,
Yeah. We just know
but
it's not Tissot. It's
I
almost
would
certainly
think
not
not.
Tissot.
I would
Yeah.
think not. I would think it's pronounced the same way that the high-end watch is, and I think that's Tissot, right? Like,
This is the Tissot's Nicodemus, which we'll be showing a little bit more in detail, but this is an example of some of the stuff you picked. And
many of them, this one being one of them, kind of challenged my assumptions of how that meeting might have gone down. And obviously, Tissot is imagining with the Holy Spirit in the
yeah,
same way we are. So, but I think I've always like pictured it being an outdoor meeting, and I liked the fact that this artist pictured it as an indoor. And like, well, why have I always just assumed it was an outdoor meeting?
we have a curriculum that goes with this. And if you'd like a copy of this and want to go through this with us week by week, just shoot me a text, and I'll get your address and mail it to you. John, interestingly, introduces a bunch of themes right up front in the first chapter. And something that I didn't realize, I found out listening to actually a Tim Mackey recording on John, is that John seems to be introducing the big themes that are going to play out throughout the entire Gospel of John. And we see all of those themes right in the first section. A good example is the famous opening, the Gospel of John. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was with God in the beginning, and that seems to introduce this theme of the oneness or the unity of God, Jesus being with him. Of course, John is calling Jesus the Word, which is also another theme, um, testimony and word. But like that opening verse isn't just sort of a one-off, but throughout the entire gospel, we see this theme of we are completely connected, me and the Father and the Holy Spirit. And you guys, I want you to be completely connected. And then things seem to be attacking the theme of oneness, but we see it throughout. Today we'll be talking about the theme that's highlighted in verses 11 and 12 in that prologue. He came to that which was his own, but his own did not receive him. Yet to all who did receive him, to those who believed in his name, he gave the right to become children of God. Children born not of natural descent, nor of human decision or a husband's will, but born of God. And I did this this week. Listen to John looking for this theme of the birth from above, or the seed from God. And it is not just in John 3, which we're going to talk about. It is throughout, and it really flipped me out to listen to it and looking for that theme, because it comes out in a lot of different ways, in a lot of subtleties, and that's really a fun thing to do. We'll have some of our people in our class will be taking the student option, and people watching can do that too. If you do, we'll actually have you color coding and penciling if you want. So here's me in John chapter 3 with a bunch of green penciling, and it's a way to highlight those things.
I would give everything I own just to have you back again, just to touch you once again.